friends, and welcome back to my soft pink Muppet hands, where today we're going to do something a little different. So today's video is not a time lapse, and I'm going to be talking at you about what is in my pencil case. So I got this pencil case from Jetpens. It's a Cubics brand. If they still sell it, I'll try to put a link down in the description, and I'll correct myself in the voiceover. So anyway, I have a very specific set of sketching supplies that I use, and I wanted to share those with you guys. So all of the links for these will be in the description. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, but they will probably be affiliate links if I'm able to. And if not, they will just be regular links. They will be clearly labeled, and all affiliate link means is that it's the same price for you, but if you buy it from my link, I get a little bit of a kickback, so it's a win-win situation for both of us. So yeah, let's go over what's in here. So the thing that's sticking out here that you probably noticed first is this ruler, which I actually just added. I always have a ruler on hand, but the one I had was getting kind of messed up and crummy. This is a Nobirura. It's a Japanese brand by Sonic, and it's 16 centimeters in this configuration, but it also flips out to become a 30 centimeter ruler. And I don't use these so much for measuring as I do for drawing straight lines, because I can do it by hand, but why would I do it that way when I have rulers in my life? And it also can just slide out like that. So you can do it both ways. I think you're supposed to do it that way, but anyway, so that's my ruler. This is actually not a sketching supply for paper. This is my Apple pencil. I have a grip on it because, as you all know, I have fibromyalgia and I need pencil grips to make things bigger and softer. But yep, this is my Apple pencil for when I am doing stuff in Procreate on my iPad, which isn't all that often, but occasionally I do, especially for merchandise art and keychains and stuff. I do those mostly on there. This is a 0.3 millimeter pencil. It's a mechanical pencil. 0.3 millimeter is smaller than you can get in most American stores. I got this one off of Jetpens, and I'll have a link in the description. This is a Dr. Grip ergonomic pencil, and I actually just got this one recently, and I'm really liking it so far. I used to just use a 3 millimeter mechanical pencil that had a grip on it that I put on there, but this one is a little bit nicer, and it makes really, really fine lines. So I really enjoyed that because I try to sketch pretty lightly and pretty delicately, and that is helpful for that. And the last thing in this front pocket is a Tombow Mono Knock 3.8 stick eraser. So it's like a mechanical pencil, but with a little eraser inside, and this is for erasing fine details and stuff, and I try to erase less often overall, but when I do, I use this. So now let's go inside. I really like this pencil case because I can see everything when I open it up. I don't do well with pencil cases that have too many compartments or that, like, you look in them like this. I like it to open up flat and for me to be able to see everything, and I find those are harder and harder to find, but for my ADHD it is very helpful for me to be able to see everything I have at a glance. So let's start on this side because this side's kind of eclectic. This is just a ballpoint pen. My friend Katie got this for me when she was living in Japan. It has a black and a red ink in it. I really only use the black, and it's super cute and has Vulpix and Ninetales on it. And my wife has one too, and I believe our friend Sarah, because she got them for all of us. And it's just adorable, and I like to sketch in ballpoint pen when I'm doing warm-ups to keep myself from erasing and getting distracted on details. I like to just go. I also use these to touch up areas in my line art occasionally if it's finer than I feel like getting with a brush pen. So this is a Sakura Pigma fine brush pen. It has a flexible brush nib, which I believe you can see there kind of, and you can get very varying line widths out of these if you have a light hand. I do not recommend these for people with shaky hands or heavy hands. If you do have those and you still want to use a brush type pen, I would recommend getting the Tombow brush pens. They are a much firmer brush tip and a much shorter brush tip, and I think you'll have more luck with those. Those are what I used to use before I was able to control my precision well enough to get very fine lines out of something like this. The next thing in here is another brush pen. This is a Pentel pocket brush. These were really popular on YouTube a few years ago. I don't know that they still are, but they're popular during Inktober always. And this one's in rose gold because I'm like this. And this one also has a brush, but that's made out of nylon bristles as opposed to felt tip or rubber tip like other brush pens are. So you can do some calligraphy with this. I like to block in black areas with this, thick black areas. And it's just a fun pen to have on hand. So yeah, that's my Pentel pocket brush. Next I have two white gel pens that I'm using. This is a 0.5 Sakura Jelly Roll. It's a very thin one. This is a 1mm brush pen. Uniball is my favorite. This is a Mitsubishi Pencil Company brand. You can get these in American stores too, but I got this one on Jetpens and it's got Japanese text on it, which I can read some of, but not very well, as you heard just now. But I use these to correct things on art. I use these to add highlights at the end and put outlines around things, or just change line thickness when I beef it on the line art and make a line too thick or put it in the wrong spot. This is my last inking tool, and this one I use less often these days, but this is a Sakura Micron, but it is a plastic brush. So I don't know if you can see that too well. This is in sepia, so this is for when I'm not really doing line art. I use this to make the edges a little bit harder. In addition to using sepia colored pencils and indigo colored pencils. But this is for when I want a really fine, crisp edge on something like that without doing full line art. This is a different color than the ones you're used to because this is also a Japanese one that I got off of Jetpens. The ones in America, these come in it's like a beige tube. But since I got this one online, it's blue. This is the lead for a 3mm mechanical pencil, and I have a bunch of it. This is not my only thing of it. You have to buy these online usually, unless you have like a really good stationery store near you, I guess. I've never seen it in stores in America. This is just a pencil holder to have it in here as a spare to put on colored pencils as I'm using them. This used to be on my mechanical pencil. Now I just keep it on hand. This is a plastic eraser stick. I can't actually remember what both of these do, but if you slide it out of this little casing, you can see it's got two pieces. This is a harder plastic eraser, which I think is more for fine detail, and this is a soft rubber eraser for larger areas. I just started using this. I really like it. Also, it's cute and pink, so yeah, Japanese stationery is really cute. This is the last eraser in here. This is a Faber-Castell kneaded eraser, and the case is all gross because I've had this for like 3 years. Not this particular eraser. I just buy a eraser with no case and put it in here every couple of years or months, not years. So yeah, this is a kneaded eraser. I use it to erase large areas or to lightly erase things before coloring them if I want to not do line art, or if I'm painting. So this will pull up all the excess graphite so my watercolor doesn't smudge it. And then the last couple things in here are a little unusual, I guess, but these are Zig mild liners. I've actually done full art pieces with these. I have a set of like 16 colors, and they're really fun to use on toned paper in particular, but I use these in my sketchbook when I want to add like a foreground and a background to something. I usually use these for the background because they're darker, and then these are Ecoline brush pens. I only have these two, but I wanted things that were complementary to these. So when I want to just kind of add a color to a drawing, but not a lot of color to it, I reach for these. Or just like a little bit of dimension, particularly if it's something that I'm not planning to finish, but I still want to post on social media. I find it is a little easier. I also like to use these to draft comics because it's easier to separate foreground and background with them. And also, this is not actually in my pencil case, but I wanted to show you anyway. This is my pencil sharpener that I just got, and it has a bunch of different settings for different widths of lead. There are no real pencils in my sketching kit, but in my colored pencils, which I use all the time, I often need a sharp point, and this can get it to varying levels of sharpness and length, and I really like it. And also it closes so that all of the shavings don't come out, and I think it's really cute and cool. And yeah, that's it. I really like this pencil case. It can hold a lot in it, as you see, even though it seems pretty small. And also it's cute. So I will leave links to all of these in the description. I hope that you guys liked this video, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye!